Says Nate the straight cook the motherfucker.
Man, it's so great to be back, man. Listen, a week with Eric Thomas, live on tour. I'ma just keep it real, man. Like, I had to take a couple days to really just take that in. To share the stage with such a legend, to watch him put in work, to see the ingredients of greatness firsthand was something I'll never take for granted. So this week on Trappin' Tuesdays, man, it inspired me to just step it up a notch. It inspired me to tell my team that they got to step it up a notch, because I know one thing: in order for us to be great, we have to give our viewers a feeling, an emotion, and an influence that they can't get nowhere else. I want y'all to understand, man, that Trappin' Tuesdays is a vehicle to take you from where you are to where you inspire to be. Our goal each and every week is to help you to build legacy, create investor confidence, so that you don't have to get it out the mud, you can get it out the market. So I want to start this week and ask you a question. What is the economic agenda for your family. Significant wealth over time is a byproduct of collective financial decision making. What strategies, what solutions, what skill sets are imperative for you to see a significant change? Significant change, significant progress, significant opportunities. We can only redistribute the wealth for the lower class, the working class, and the underbanked with new philosophies. We had to unlearn the old ways. We must reroute from the misguided information that leads us back to financial hardships, back to financial dead ends that the majority of our forefathers and foremothers have faced. To see progress, we must challenge the information that we have been bombarded with for generations. Let me say that again. To see progress, we must challenge the information that we have been bombarded with for generations. It is urgent now more than ever. This looming recession, this looming economic downturn is the dark cloud over the majority of us. Because of financial disparity, the everyday man, the working woman has been walking on financial eggshells. Has been walking on the disparity of not knowing if tomorrow they'll be working. Because we have a Federal Reserve, and a government who is in agreement that 1.2 to 2 million people must lose jobs. We talk about premeditated financial hardships here. So tonight we named the episode Irrational Wealth. What is your economic agenda? We must become proficient at making financial progress and disassociate ourselves with being an exuberant consumer. The exuberant consumer, vastly running amok when it comes to spending our money with people who don't help perpetuate the financial well-being of our households. The exuberant consumer, the one with the toxic financial habits. The exuberant consumer, the one that wants to keep up with the so-called Joneses. The exuberant consumer. The one that doesn't take advantage of opportunities. The exuberant consumer, the one who is exploited every financial downturn, the one who is exploited for every recession, the one who is exploited when there's a hurricane and the insurance company says we're not paying you, the one who is exploited, the exuberant consumer. I remember in 1965 or 66 when Dr. King, he boycotted Coca-Cola. He boycotted Wonder Bread. Because he said these companies didn't help the everyday working man and woman. These companies didn't help push the agenda of financial liberation, but they weighed down heavily on the exuberant consumer. That word alone, when it came to my mind, it let me know for how long did I grow up being the exuberant consumer? Did I inherit exuberant consumerism? Am I passing down exuberant consumerism tendencies? He who does not, backtrack. He or she who does not have financial discipline will 100% be intoxicated with the follies of being an exuberant consumer, but will die the death of a household in poverty. I'm talking about we can no longer be exuberant consumers. That's weighing heavy on my heart today. That's weighing heavy on my heart today, because right now I understand that this is the perfect time for us to take advantage of the financial hardships of America right now, but we have to change our monetary philosophies, our decision making when it comes to investing, our decision making in the household. I'm telling you right now is the time when the wealthy people of America, when the 10% of wealth in America, they live for this. And before I go on a little further, before I get into tonight, I want to say this one last thing. As I listen to Eric Thomas on stage talk about the lion and the wild dog, and I listen to him say that in a prolific manner when he talked about the wild dog doesn't chase the prey, it follows it. The wild dog, he said, it isn't the fastest, Trap. It only runs about 30 miles an hour. It can't keep up with a gazelle. It can't keep up with an antelope. It can't keep up with an impala. He said, but it follows it. Because it can follow you for up to an hour and a half. And so I did some research and I said, well, I gotta see why is it that the wild dog, why is it that the success rate is in the 90s? And then I saw another group, the hyena, the success rates was in the 75. And I said, damn, they hunt better than a lion? I said, damn, they hunt better than a tiger? They hunt better than a leopard? They hunt better than an alligator? But here's what I saw. When I reached and I did the research and I did the homework, here's what I saw. The wild dog runs in a pack of up to 120 people, 120. The hyena runs in a pack of up to 90. And so you may say, well, Trap, the lion has a pack too. But the lion pack doesn't exceed 12 to 15. And watch this. When the lion and other animals leave the pack, they leave because they become territorial. They begin to fight over the food. And so when I looked at the hyena and I looked at the wild dog, what I realized was very seldom do they lead a pack. So the information and the data on how to hunt, the information and the data that keeps us in the 75 percentile, the 90% percentile, the reason why we say so high at the food chain is because the tradition of being an apex predator stays in the family. The information on how to hunt, the information on how to devour, the information on how we brain as a collective unit never leaves the family. I said, that's why they can be at 75 and 90%. The whole while they told us that the lion was at the top of the food chain. That's wrong. They told us that the wolf was at the top of the food chain. That's wrong. It's literally the wild dog and a hyena with a success rate of 75% and 90. That's the only other animal that's that high. The dragonfly. I said, oh, this makes perfect sense. And so when I look at us as a whole, when I look at us as a collective, the reason why we aren't in the top 10, 15, 20, the reason we ain't the top because we ready to kick our kids out at 18. We're ready to kick our kids out at 18. We ain't giving them no data. We forcing them to be independent. We forcing them to figure a life out, and at 35 and 40, some of us haven't even figured it out yet. The exuberant consumer. Irrational wealth, y'all. We gotta start running like a pack. But nobody leaves the home. The information gets passed down. And I ain't saying physically leave the home. I'm just saying home is always a call away. I'm just saying the information is strategic, developmental, and we become exuberant financial predators. Welcome to Trappin' Tuesdays, man, episode 35, 36. I'm sorry. We trapping, baby. Jose, listen, man, we 15 minutes in and we at 1,100 people, Jose. That's a good night. That's a good night. Shout out to my people in the trap. I see y'all. If you right here, man, I need you to come to YouTube, Trappin' Tuesdays. Check us out. Come get in the chat. It's that type of party tonight, you hear me? And listen, when you come to the chat, say we here. When you come to the chat, say we here. And I'm going to see y'all in the chat. Let's go, man. How we feeling tonight? How we feeling tonight, y'all? Talk to me in the chat. Talk to me in the chat. Tell me how we feeling. Tell me how we feeling tonight. I see you. JB, I see you. Tori, Queen, I see you. Chop White, I see you. Larry, I see you. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. Tonight gonna be one of them nights, man. Episode 36, we calling this one Irrational Wealth, y'all. I'm just loving how that sound. So make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe, y'all. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Man, let's send it out. Let's tell everybody, man, Trap. I'm telling y'all, we going to another level, y'all. I came back, y'all can tell by this opening, I came back with a different type of frequency that I'm on. Right? I came back on a different type of frequency. I came back ready to impact in a way that I've never impacted before. I'm telling you, family. It's that type of time we on. It's going to be one of them nights, y'all. So listen, man, I want y'all to like this, hit the bell, make sure y'all tapped in, right? Listen, I want to say something too, Jose. Last week, fam, we did 2,200 people in the chat. I think we're going to start reigning over that 2,500 people, Jose. We own the Tuesday, man. We own the Tuesday. Tuesday is the new Sunday. You will catch the financial Holy Ghost. You will catch the financial Holy Ghost. You feel me? Now listen, I want to do one more thing before we get into our mantra. I need everybody to do something for me in here, y'all. I need everybody to go to Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen at, especially Apple. Let's put that in the chat. I need y'all to go download Motivation Monday. Every Monday we drop a Motivational Monday, y'all, to get y'all Mondays going. I'm telling y'all, that Motivational Monday, I heard it and I went crazy. So go download that Motivational Monday, y'all. I need y'all to put the show on automatic download. Right now we at number 47. I know if all 2,000 of us tonight, 2,700 of us tonight, if we download that, because I know I think we can get 3,000 people in here tonight. We're going to get 3,000 people coming soon, man. But y'all download that, man. I need y'all to remember to download that. Right? We're going to financial Holy Ghost, man. The financial Holy Ghost. All right, man, listen. Let's like it. Let's share it. Let's send this out. Y'all know what time it is when I stand up, man. Listen, we're going to have an amazing show tonight for y'all. I promise y'all, man. Listen, I'm inspired. I want to let everybody in the trap know. Thank y'all, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. The support be crazy. I ran into a lot of people on the tour. They was like, yo, Trappin' Tuesdays, Trap. Like, that changing my life. And I told my team before we started, man, this is what we doing it for. We doing it to impact. We doing it to impact. We doing it to change lives. We doing it to change generations. We want to help you establish a whole different type of financial blueprint here. It ain't about me coming here just giving you information. It ain't about me bringing a whole bunch of people to try to give you information because I know nobody can deliver the message like me. I know nobody can deliver the message like me. So we want to change blueprints. We want to change bloodlines. We want to change the financial status, man. And that's what we here for, man. So let's go, y'all. Our mantra, right? Let's go with it, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based off the information that I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to the poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I no longer will I be a slave of money. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today I make the declaration I will no longer be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. Watch this, y'all. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, y'all. Clap for that, man. Let's clap for that, man. Woohoo! Let's clap for that, man. Let's clap for that, man. Golly, let's clap for that, man. All right, y'all. So listen, we had a hell of a week this week. We had a lot of stuff going on in the markets. Of course, we're going to bring the recession portfolio up. Let me say this. If you're in Trappers Anonymous, or if you are in the Patreon, any level, let me say that I personally not really apologizing, but I'm asking for y'all forgiveness. I had an experience that I personally wanted to just take in myself. It may be being a little selfish, but being on tour with E.T. for those days was a dream that I didn't know I dreamed. Being on stage with him, learning from him, being mentored with him, the emotion of being in my city, the emotion of impacting my city, the emotion of him giving me not praise, but like, I don't know what the word is, like in my city, it meant a lot to me. And every day I just went to the hotel room and sat in it. And yesterday, Sunday, Monday, I really just took it all in because I have a problem with taking everything in. My thing is I always do something, I count on something, I keep going, and I wanted to be present. So Trappers Anonymous, tomorrow you will get your ticker symbol Tuesday. You will get your Moat Monday. If you're in the Patreon, I will have y'all tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to take care of y'all. I promise. I just wanted to take that in, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to try to research. I just wanted to take it in. So thank y'all. I know some people probably left the Trappers Tuesdays. Some people probably left the group. I ain't mad at you for leaving because I ain't show up for a week. And that ain't like me. But I was willing to, and I'm not saying that you don't matter because you do, but I wanted to be a little selfish. I wanted to just take that in because you don't get situations like that all the time, and I just wanted to be present. So I want to say that. But before we go in a little further, before we get on the word on the street, Tootie, what you been cooking all week, bruh? Let me hear it. Let's see what Tootie been cooking, y'all. Let's see what Tootie been cooking. All right. Turn up a little bit, turn up a little bit. That's that old Master P hit right there. I like that. How we feel? If you're in the trap, let me know how you feel about Tootie. Let me know how you feel about this track right here. I like it. I like it. This that change my financial blueprint type of beat. This that turn my last name to an asset type of track. This that I got trust in the wheel type of track. This that we passing down assets type of track. Turn up a little bit to it, let me hear it. I want to feel the beat. Ooh, ain't nothing like trapping Tootie. This one here kind of vicious. I don't know what he did on that back of it. What he doing? Where that come from? Oh, he got flutes, y'all. Ooh, he got flutes. He got flutes. He got flutes. He got flutes. Okay, Tootie. Ooh, Tootie got flutes, y'all. Tootie got flutes. Hey, I just gotta give my dog this, man.
That boy is good.
My dog got flutes. Jose, that boy brung out the. Oh, man. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, man. We 25 minutes in, man, and we ain't even got started, but we having fun. And that's what Trappin' Tuesday is all about. We own the night, man. Let's go, man. Word on the street, man. So we had a good week last week. We saw the market navigate through different vicissitudes. And we came into this week and we saw the market have 2 back-to-back down days. But I will say this. Today I watched the market, I watched the NASDAQ go from down 1.10%. I watched it rally all the way back to down 0.47%. I always watch the beginning of the day. That's when the human traders are in the first hour, and I always watch the last hour, right? And so I'm understanding what's going on, y'all. So here's what we got to understand, and I'm going to be real with y'all. We got to understand that this banking situation is serious. We got to understand that 65% of the jobs in America comes from small businesses. 65%. But also, we got to remember that 65% of the loans that are given out to small businesses and households are given through small banks. With the small banks being under so much pressure, this is truly enough for economic fear. I'm not going to lie. This is not me trying to push fear. This is not me trying to persuade you into any type of stock. I'm just saying we need to be on our toes and we need to be strapped. Make sure y'all share this to everybody y'all know, you hear me? Make sure y'all share this out. Because this one important. It is imperative. Now we just seen the Fed print another $168 billion last week. We also see them coming to the rescue of these small banks, which they have no other choice. But what that does now is that intensifies the prediction of a recession, which I say we've already been in one, but this is the double dipper we're going to get into. Here's why. we did not want the Fed to increase rates. But when you start pumping, when the goal of increasing rates is to make people stop spending money and to make people get laid off, when you have to pump more money into the banks, into the economy to help the banks out, when you got to print more money to help the banks out, what that does now is that now intensifies why you have to do what? Raise rates. So while we was thinking 25 may be good, and then the Fed said, look, we only gonna hike one more time, realistically, it's impossible. Now, I'm all for a good stock market rally, but what I am gonna say to y'all is this, y'all. This has truly gotten worse. But people asking Trap, why is it getting worse? I don't understand how the banks are failing, how the banks are falling. So what happens is this, y'all. All banks lend money. All banks get treasury bills, especially the 10-year. And this is why I've always told y'all, from the beginning, I say, always pay attention to the 10-year because it is the most important. It is the one that dictates credit ratings. It is the one that dictates your mortgage. It's the one that dictates what you get paid on a credit card. It's the one that dictates what you pay on your house. It's the one that dictates what you pay on your car note. It's the one that dictates what you pay on all your debt. The 10-year note is the one that dictates that. Now watch this. Watch this. Because the Fed has increased rates, when the market, watch this is important what I'm about to say. When the market is no longer rewarding the longer-term bonds, or the yield on the longer-term bonds is lower than the yield on the shorter-term bonds, that is 100% a reason for us to understand that we should be in economic fear. Now, let's talk about it a little more. Let's talk about it a little more so you can understand it. I don't know if this is a whiteboard moment. It's not a whiteboard moment. I think I can get through this one without the whiteboard. I can get through this without the whiteboard. Here's why we need to know that. So the 2-year and the 10-year, when they invert, okay, now we need a whiteboard because I got to talk about the 2 and the 10. So when we're talking about the 2 and the 10, so anytime the 2-year yield has a high demand and that yield increases, that means it's higher than the 10. If the 2 is higher than the 10, it's telling us that the market is rewarding short-term bonds. If the market starts to reward us in the short term, that means investors are still trying to make money. Because investors the goal is to always make money. What happens is we need to make money in whatever situation we can. Why my board ain't on? Board ain't on? I got it, y'all. Good job, fellas. So let's look at it. I'm just using this right quick. Right? We're going to do this. 10-year, 2-year. All right? So normally, let's say the 10-year is at, let's just say 3. We'll just say 3%. Then the 2-year is probably at 2.25%. We're just using this as hypotheticals. So this is the norm, right? So investors are getting more money, a bigger yield for being here. This is the goal. The goal is always to get a bigger yield. Now, remember when I always tell y'all what? A dollar that's not moving is a dollar that's what? Losing. One more time, a dollar that's not moving is a dollar that's what? Losing, right? So with companies like Apple, remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago, Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, these companies lost billions of dollars. Apple lost $60 billion. Apple lost, I think it was $8 billion. Microsoft lost $2.5 billion. Why did they lose billions of dollars? Because they had their money in what? 10-year bonds. How did they lose money? Well, because the bond lost value. When a bond lost value, they lost money. They lost money. Billions. They lost billions. Right? They lost billions. So, what happens? How did they lose billions, Trap? All right, watch this. Y'all with me right now? Tell me in the comment we trapping. If we trapping right here, tell me we trapping. Tell me we trapping. Tell me we trapping. In the comment, y'all know where I go. Y'all know what we doing. All right, let's go. So now watch this. 10-year. Watch this. 2-year. But then watch this. Economic turmoil happens. Economic turmoil happens. When the turmoil happens and investors see financial uncertainty, they run here. As they run here, what happens? Right? As they run here, that's what happens. So now, watch this. But as they run here, watch this. Two-year becomes what? Higher than the 10. So if this not no longer wanted, right? Watch this. Economic scarcity, economic scarcity, remember, a couple weeks ago, the 2-year got to 5%. It got to 5%. I want you to understand, this is called, watch this. When the 2-year note gives a higher yield, which means return, than the 10-year note. When the 2-year note gives a higher yield than the 10-year note, watch this, y'all. That's called an inverted yield curve. Right? So anytime the 2-year note goes above the 10-year note with the yield, that is called an inverted yield curve. Watch this. Go a little further. Go a little further. 11 of the past 13 recessions happened after an inverted yield curve. Eleven of the last 13 recessions happened after we've had an inverted yield curve. Watch this. Typically, anywhere from 11 to 18 months after. Trap, why did you say we was going into recession in 2021? Because during the pandemic, we saw the inverted yield curve first happen. The yield curve been inverted for 2.5 years now. It's been inverted for 2.5 years now. So here's what I want you to do. When you're watching CNBC, when you are watching CNBC, look for this. Look for this. When you're watching CNBC, go look for this. 10-year, 5-year. I'm sorry, dang. 30-year, 10-year, 5-year, 2-year. They're always going to show it in fours. Every time you're watching CNBC, they're going to always show this in fours. They're going to show 30, 10, 5, 2. Here's the two I want you to pay the most attention to. Two and 10 go together like 6 and 8 on a dice. The 2 and the 10-year note go together like the 6 and the 8 on a dice. Y'all got me? Y'all gonna pay attention to this, right? So these are the numbers you pay attention to, the 2 and the 10. All right, I'm good for right now, fellas. Y'all can take it down. Man, how y'all feeling? Woo! I just flamed y'all, but I just flamed y'all. I just flamed y'all. My guy, them struggling just now. Boy, got the stadium rocking. All right, so let's go a little further, man. So, man. All right, so everything was down today. Everything was down today. NASDAQ was down. NASDAQ actually led. But I think we had a small run up in the Dow today at the end, but I think at the end it came down. All right, let's go a little further. So here's what I want to show where we at today. We always got to look at that. We got to look at that fear and greed index. Every week we're going to look at this fear and greed index. I want us to pay attention to this index. Why? Because this tells us where we are in the market. This is what tells us where we are in the market. So look, boom. Today we was at maybe about 25, 30, 25, 38 is today. Not bad. 38 today is not bad, but we still was in the fear area. We still was in the fear area. We still was in that fear area. I'm thinking we will be between here and neutral over the next month of April. I think between here and April, we'll be in that fear or that neutral. I don't think we're going to get in greed because of the rate hikes. I don't think we're going to get in that greed because we are fearing the rate hikes. So let's go a little further. All right, so this is what we looked at like today. Microsoft down, Apple down, NVIDIA down, Google, Meta hit a 1%, Amazon, Tesla down. But we do see energy had a little run today. ExxonMobil had a little run today. Chevron had a little run today. Boeing had a little run today. Eli Lilly did something today. Amgen did something today. McDonald's did a little something today. But all of your big tech, all of your tech was actually down today. That's how we looking today. Let's go a little further. All right, let me say this. Ooh. This is about to go against what y'all believe in. But I got to tell y'all this. I got to tell you this. if you buy VOO and VTI together, you're making a mistake. If you buy VOO and VTI together, you are making a mistake. Here's why. 84% of the stocks in both of them overlap. Say it again. If you buy VOO and VTI, you are making a mistake. Because you're buying essentially the same thing. They got to have a Trapper. I'm trying to tell y'all. I told y'all we came this week to here's why. 84% of VTI is in VOO. So I know people going to say, Trap, well, Ian says this and Ian says that. Ian is my guy. And we both have different means of doing different things. I personally, when you break it down, so let me ask you a question. What would be the purpose of you buying VOO and VTI only to have a 15% difference in what you own? The key to that, and I'm going to show you, go to Yahoo Finance, put VOO in there, and then go to holdings. Look at the top 10 holdings in VOO. And then go to Yahoo Finance and go to VTI. Look at the top 10 holdings. Basically the same. The only thing that's going to be different is the percentages. You're not diversifying. I'm just trying to help you out. My goal is to help you make money. Pick one. Thank you for the Super Chat family. Pick one. Pick VOO or pick VTI and live with it. Don't pick both of them. We just flamed it. All right, Dan, let's throw the recession portfolio up right quick. All right, so we like to throw the recession portfolio up early. All right, so today, the recession portfolio we made $751. Now, I gave y'all 3 weeks. If you're in if you're in a triple beam team, if you're in a Mazda triple beam, or if you're in lottery pick, we'll give you all y'all thing tonight. Thank you for the Super Chat family. $49 Super Chat. Thank you, family. I appreciate that. So, our new ads were Crocs, Meta, NVIDIA, and TPH. Now, Crocs been going back and forth. It's been up, it's been down, it's been up, it's been down. We up on Meta, we up on NVIDIA, and we up on TPH. If you're in a triple beam team, I told y'all when I got all of these, 3 out of 1, we ain't mad at that. And I think Crocs is gonna come around for us. I got one more I wanna add. I missed it. I'm gonna let y'all know again when I get it. I got one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Y'all know the recession portfolio is only 10. I max out at 10. I got one more I'm gonna add. I told y'all which one I'm gonna add. I'm gonna just tell y'all when I do it. But we added NVIDIA, we added TPH, and we added Crocs. Let's go a little further. Now, here is our options bag. I gave y'all all these plays if you're in a recession portfolio. If you're in a triple beam team or the Masters of the Trap, I gave y'all these. plays when I did them. I also told you an opportunity. I said, hey, listen, we was up a lot more. As you can see, we lost $3,000 today for them. We was up a lot more, and I said, listen, y'all, if you want to, you can get out of these right now while you up. I'm going to ride it out a lot longer than this. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm going to ride it out a lot longer than this. But if you won't get out of it right now, you can definitely get out of it. So, as you can see right now in the Apple play, we up $2,227. The NVIDIA play, we was actually up about $3,000. But yesterday, we took a little L from NVIDIA. The last 2 days, NVIDIA been down. SMH, we was up. You can see today, we took a $1,700 L from it. But we still up $1,792. We was up $4,000 on that. In the XLK, you see we up $3,049. We took a minus $687 today. So we down from that. I also want to tell you, in my long-term portfolio, we have NVIDIA is now my biggest holding. We're at about 900 shares. The last time I checked today, we was up 36,000, if I'm not mistaken. So that's my options portfolio. That is my recession portfolio. If you're in a triple beam team or Masters of the Trap, you definitely get these plays when I do them. Also, if you're in Masters of the Triple Beam, when is the 30th? On the 30th, by April 1st, you'll have my 10-stock portfolio for y'all. So I'll give y'all 10 stocks with the price included that I like, and y'all will have them. So if you're in a triple beam team, if you're in Masters of the Triple Beam team, you get that. So right now, NVIDIA is my biggest holding. We're about 900 shares in. The goal is to get to, and we put in, and I'm going to tell y'all, we had 600, we put in another 300, we waiting for them to fill it in the morning. Just to give y'all that. And I think right now we up $336,000. So I always like to be transparent with y'all. I like to be transparent. I like to tell y'all what I'm doing. Let me say this. Before we get more in deep, you're going to ask me a question. You're going to say, Trap, what is the difference? So Masters of the Trap, the triple beam team, I don't teach options in there. I just tell you what I'm doing. It's on you to make the play. I tell you what I'm doing in the recession portfolio. I tell you what I'm doing in the options game. It's on you to make the play. I don't teach it in there. So if you're saying, Trap, I don't understand options, I'm going to be 100% real with you. Don't join the triple beam team. Master the triple beam for the options play. You can join it because you get the actual triple beam, which you can put stock prices in. The difference between that and Masters of the Trap, and Trappers Anonymous is more of a support group. So I support you in there. We put in stuff every day except for last week. So let's go, man. So we get out of that. Let's get to where we going. Okay, let's get to it, y'all. We got something to talk about. So where's the money going in the ETF game? So here's what I saw today. Money is leaving out of the equities. $3 billion have left the U.S. stock market. Watch this. $27 billion have went into international ETFs. So that's your emerging markets, that's your out the country ETFs. Another $39 billion has went into the treasury ETFs. Corporate bonds are down $8 billion. Why are you showing me this, Trap? Well, because last year when the market was surging, we know that a lot of investors always go to ETFs. I even tell you, listen, go to ETF. It's a safe play if you're trying to learn the market. Now, ETFs, right now, there's over 37,000 ETFs in the game. They keep making them every day. They just made a big bank ETF. You feel me? They just made a big bank ETF with just the 6 biggest banks in it. Roundtree Hill just made it because they wanted to give investors exposure just to the big banks, not all the other banks. So if you're in ETFs, I don't have a problem with it. But just understand, I needed you to see where the money is going at. Right? I wanted you to see in the ETF game, the money is coming out of the US ETFs and going more into international and treasury ETFs. So I just wanted to show y'all that. I like to give y'all an idea of what's going on in the market. Let's go a little further. All right, man, today Apple made a big move today, man. This was crazy. So Apple said today they introduced the buy now, pay later function to the app. You can now split your purchase into 4 payments with no interest and no fees. Users can apply for the Apple Pay Later loans from $50 to $1,000. Can be used online, in-app purchases anywhere that can accept Apple Pay. Listen to me, y'all. I think the last 3 weeks in a row, I have been telling y'all this is probably the greatest company America has ever seen. 3 weeks in a row now. I've been saying, Apple is probably the greatest company that America has ever seen. Okay, why are they the greatest company that America has ever seen? Let's go to the next slide. Watch this. So y'all remember a couple weeks ago what I said? I said Apple is focusing on and has been focusing on, matter of fact, Tim Cook has been focusing on what? Making the service-based business from Apple as big as the iPhone business. I've been saying this for 3 weeks now. I've been saying this for 3 weeks now that Apple is listen, Jose, what's the saying? An Apple stock a day keeps the poverty away. I'm going to keep it real. This is a non-negotiable. This is a non-negotiable. There's probabilities, there's trust, and there's ambiguity. Probabilities are the likelihood of something happening in a way that we want it to happen. Trust is us being able to trust the financial decisions that we make. Ambiguity is us saying that something can go either or, and we got to accept that. I want you to understand building wealth is not easy. Building wealth is about decision making. Building wealth is about financial decision making. We got to stop guessing at the game. We got to start getting the information to play the game. We play the game by the same rules that we see them playing by. Listen, stop asking me, Trap, what's the best price to get an Apple? Stop asking me, Trap, should I buy Apple? It's the greatest company in America, God damn it. It's the greatest company in America. Stop making the decisions harder than they have to be. I'm just keeping it real. We keep making the game hard because we don't really trust ourselves. You got to learn to trust yourself financially. You got to learn to trust yourself to make wealth decisions. You got to learn to trust yourself to invest. Stop making the game harder than it got to be. Trap, what do you think about Apple? I think it's the greatest company in American history. I'm just saying. We ain't got to be making the obvious hard. We don't got to. Now, if you ask me about another company, you need to know a breakdown on another company, I'm definitely with you on that. But I'm not here to be telling you to second guess yourself by buying Apple, yo. And this rant I'm on is not about Apple. It's about us not making the decisions that we know we got to make. We got to heal ourselves from the goddamn financial trauma. We got to get past that. We gotta get past that. You got to make the conscious decision to say, yo, I want to go from being a pawn to being a rook to being a knight to being a bishop. You got to make the decision to get to the other side of the board so that you can play the game the way it's supposed to be played. So you can be anything that you want to be. You got to stop letting yourself be sacrificed like a pawn. You got to stop being an exuberant consumer. Irrational wealth is what we said. Irrational wealth. It's being able to trust ourselves in recessions. It's being able to trust ourselves in economic downturns. It's being able to trust ourselves to turn our last name into an asset. Listen, I understand what you've been through economically. I understand the information that you gave you has been a faulty blueprint, but we can't keep holding on to that. You can't keep asking me, Trap, should I buy Apple, yo? I'm just saying. An apple a day keeps the poverty away. I'm going to say that to you every day. An apple stock a day keep the poverty away. An apple stock a day keep the poverty away. Bruh, it's the greatest company in American history. Stop asking yourself that same question. I'm just saying, y'all, it's time for us to make the progress. Listen, we've been in this thing since 2021. We went through the pandemic, boom. We saw the market go down, boom. We saw the market shot back up. We still second guessing ourselves. The people made $5 trillion after putting $8 trillion in the economy. And we back at it again. We getting another chance to do the same thing again. I'm just saying, we might have got caught off guard during the pandemic, but don't get caught off guard this time. You missed it the first time, it's because you weren't aware. You missed it the second time, you made the choice. 2008, I ain't mad at nobody because they was playing, we ain't understand it. Cool. 2021, they caught you off guard. 2023, you've been watching the same thing unfold in front of your face. You should not still be second guessing this. And a lot of people be like, yo, I don't know what to do, Trap. Well, every Tuesday, we've been on here for 36 weeks in a row for 2.5 hours and sometimes 3 hours. You made the decision not to be here. I don't want you to be a professional note taker at this point. I need you to take action now. Trap, I'm scared. Do it scared. I don't want to lose money. Well, how many times have you spent some money you ain't got a return on that money yet? How many times you've operated being broke before? You can't be scared to lose no money. So what if, listen, if you're in a recession port, if you're in Trappers Anonymous, or if you're in a Patreon, you saw me down $5,000. And what I said, go back to episode 34. I said we down $5,000, y'all, but guess what? We gonna be all right. We came back last week, we killed it. So what if we lost $1,000 today or yesterday? We still up. I don't care. I'm here. I'm in the game. You can't win the game watching me. But guess how you can win the game? Getting on the court with me. You got a better shot at winning the game on the court with me than watching from the stands. You got a better chance at getting the ball, shooting the shot, missing it, getting the rebound, putting it back up than sitting on the stands. Because guess what's happening right now? If you shot the ball in 2020 and missed, guess what? They double right back in 2022 and 2023, and you got your own rebound. You can put it back in the loop. You got to stay in the game. But you making bad investments because you don't want to do the homework. You making bad investments because you don't want to be in a situation where somebody teaching you. You making bad investments because you trying to do it on your own. You making bad investments because you trying to follow a hot tip. You making bad investments because you listen to everybody on Instagram. Ain't nobody showing you their portfolio like Trap. I ain't saying you got to follow me, but I'm the self-evident truth that I'm what I'm doing. Every week I'm showing you what I'm doing. I ain't hiding no losses. I ain't hiding no wins. I'm showing you what I'm doing because we in a time where we need people to show us what they're doing instead of just telling us what to do. And I would rather take the criticism of y'all saying, man, Trap losing money. I don't know what the market gonna do. I'm just trusting my decisions. I'm trusting my homework. I can get up here today or tomorrow, that thing and say minus $15,000. Everybody in their mom gonna say, Trap don't know what he's talking about, but I'm willing to go through that to show y'all I'm playing the game. You think I don't know they wait for me to lose money? You think I don't know they wait for my market to go down $15,000, $20,000 so they can say I don't know what the hell I'm doing? You think I don't know that? But I'm willing to show that each and every week so you can see that somebody that's teaching you up here playing the same game that they telling you to do. I ain't just talking, I'm doing. I ain't just talking to you, I'm in the field with you. I got my camouflage on too. I got my boots on too. I got my war hat on too. I got my olive green on too because I'm war ready when it comes to building wealth. And I need you to be on the field with me. So it ain't about me looking cute. It ain't about me taking the pictures. It's about me being on the field with you. It's about me having $20,000 days, showing you I made $20,000 so you can be inspired to say, I need to go one share at a time like Trap. It ain't about me getting up here saying and sounding all fancy and going on these rants. I go on these rants because I'm pissed off that enough of us ain't playing the game and they handing it to us. But you letting a few red days scare you away. If you're a hustler in the street, the police ain't scared you away. The other robbers ain't scared you away. The female setting you up ain't scaring you away. If you a scammer, going to feds ain't scared you away. If you go on a job working till you 40 years old ain't scared you away. So how in the hell losing a couple of dollars here and there scaring you away? Get in the game. It's game time. The recession impacts people at the bottom who scared to play. The people who benefit is the people who've been sitting back waiting for this time. It's the people who put $8 trillion in the market and made $5 trillion in 2 years. It's the 10%. So I'm asking you, y'all, are you ready to play the game? Because listen to me, and I want you to hear me well. On the backside of this, it may be 2023, it may be 2024, but when it start running, now you're going to want to jump in. And I ain't saying that ain't the bad time to jump in, but build your positions now while it's cheap. I'd rather buy the asset at discount than buy the ass cat at full price. I'd rather buy the asset at fair price than when it charged me 10 times what it's worth. I'd rather buy Chipotle at $4.25 and let it run to $1,900 than to buy it at $1,800 and wait till it go to $1,900 and say, man, I hit. We got to stop what we doing, and we got to dedicate ourselves to this game, y'all. And we got to dedicate, and we got to commit. Remember what I told you. Probabilities is the likelihood of our research going our way. That's one thing. Trust. We got to trust ourselves to do the research, and we got to trust the research that we've done so we can take action based off trust and ambiguity, understanding that what we do, there's a possibility that it could go another way. And I'm willing to live with that. Because every day I got in the street, every day I hustled, every day I sold crack, every day I robbed, I understood that I could go to jail, I could get killed, or something wrong could happen. And I live with that. Why the hell I ain't willing to do this? This don't cost my life, and this don't cost my freedom. And I ain't saying everybody had that, but there's something else that's less riskier that you doing than investing. Every time you go to the club and turn up, every time you buy a section, every time you go on a vacation that you can't afford, every time you buy that bag, every time you buy them shoes, every time you go on that spree, all that stuff you got in Amazon cart and you don't own Amazon stock. All y'all about to do this buy now, pay later with Apple, but you don't own the Apple stock. The people say it from $50 to $1,000, but the stock costs $150 and you don't want to buy that, but you won't upload on stock. I'm just trying to find out what game we playing, fam. Is we going to take this game serious, or is we going to play with it on Instagram? Tootie, cut the beat. That was cold-blooded? This is flames on the motherfucking ass. I don't be knowing where that be coming from, son. All right, so damn. Sheesh. I love y'all. That was love. That was tough love. I apologize. It was tough love. It was tough love. That's all it was. And I ain't say no curse words, bro. Ramadan in full effect. So listen to this. Listen what Apple doing, yo. I want y'all to understand what I told y'all. And I told y'all this a couple weeks ago, right? Look at what I say. I say Tim Cook is making Apple, he wants to make the service-based business as big as the iPhone, which is going to be hard, probably impossible, because it's a core product, but he's showing you what he's doing. So look at this. Oh, Dave, do we have that from episode 35 or 34? I know it may be hard for you. It's a stock. It's the one with Tim Cook and all the services on it. Can you find it? You can or you can't? He said yes? All right, let me know when you got it on the screen so I can show him what I mean. All right, so watch this, y'all. So $80 billion in services required. Not that one, another one. Not that one. The next one, boom, right there. So watch this, y'all. So this is great. Thank you, Dave. Let's everybody give Dave a round of applause. That was quick. Yo, I'm telling you, I got the best team in the world. I got the best team in the world. I keep telling y'all, I got the best team in the world. All right, so watch this. I told y'all, this is so good, bro. I told y'all the iPhone is 52% of revenue. But watch this. When Tim Cook came in, he knew he couldn't be as innovative as Steve Jobs. He can't do it. It's like somebody trying to do it with Elon Musk. He can't do it. Those type of minds, you can't replace them. So what did he do? He came in and he was a CEO. He said, yo, how do I add more revenue and more profit to this business? Boom. He took the iPhone off the earnings report for 1 year. And he said the goal was to improve services and wearables. Now, what he's doing with services, he made services 20. Before that, services was like 10% of the business. Thank you for the super chat. It's now at 20% of the business. Now, watch this. $78 billion in revenue in service. Write that down. $78 billion in revenue in services. Now, Dave, go back to this week. God, that transition nasty. Boy, hey.
That boy is good.
God damn, Dave. Love you, boy.
That boy is...
All right, so watch this. Watch this. That was last week or 2 weeks ago. Watch this. Right now, Apple makes $80 billion in service revenue. That is bigger than Coca-Cola, Nike, and Boeing. Let's sit on that for a second. $80 billion in revenue from one section of the business. $80 billion in revenue from one section of the business. That's bigger than Nike, which is an industry leader. That's bigger than Coca-Cola, which is an industry leader. And that's bigger than Boeing, which is an industry leader. This is just one vertical from the business. Watch this. The next thing they did with this was, because they added buy now, pay later, Apple has about, I think, 1 point something billion users. Watch this. Watch this. Because they add the buy now, pay later, if you got Apple Pay, anybody take Apple Pay now, you can buy now, pay later from $50 to $1,000. Watch this. This is now gives you a reason not to even use your bank. You ain't even listening. You ain't even got, I can get $1,000. I don't even got to go to my bank. I don't got to use this. I can just go Apple, buy now, pay later. What does this do? It's an Apple experience to their, one thing we can say about Apple, they got customer service. Apple gives you the experience. Who don't give you the best experience? Banks. Why people don't like going to banks? Man, that teller had a bad attitude. Nobody don't like going sitting in the bank. Nope. So now you get the Apple experience when you're dealing with your money. Let's go a little further. broadens the money coming in that Apple not tied up at iPhone says. Remember what he said? He wants to broaden how they make money outside of the iPhone. But this is my favorite one right here. Low customer acquisition costs. Listen to me, y'all. No matter what the business is, there's always a thing it's called acquisition costs, customer acquisition. Anytime you can make more money with a low customer acquisition, that is a win-win. Listen to me, y'all. They already got 1 billion people in their ecosystem. They don't even got to pay no more to get them people. Them people automatically just using their phone. Apple now is not only are they a consumer staple, a phone company, they now just double down on being a bank and a fintech company. Tim Cook just flamed our ass. So the next time you ask me, Trap, should I own Apple stock? I want you to remember this doggone presentation. I just want you to remember this presentation. Also, let me say something. This is not on cue. I made a post today on Instagram and yesterday I said, listen, Mark Zuckerberg is brilliant. And people argue with me, which is cool. I love a good debate. Whiteboard. People argue with me. And it's okay if you argue with me. I'm not even going to say argue with me. I'm going to just say we had a debate. And it's okay if we have a debate. It's okay if we have a debate because that's part of the game. We got 2,100 people in the chat. Listen, man, I want y'all to do me a favor and like this. Let's get the likes up. Let's get 1,000 likes tonight. Y'all like this while I'm walking to the board right quick? Right, I want to talk about something right quick. I want to show y'all something right quick. Now, I say Mark Zuckerberg is brilliant. So people say, Trap, he not brilliant. He's just following what Elon Musk did. That's cool. But when you do something, he's going to make more money off it than Elon made. That's brilliant. Watch this. So, first, we'll write this down. I'm not an advocate for it. I understand business, and I don't wear it on my sleeve. So watch this. Let's have a conversation. This is what I said. When everybody was saying Facebook is dead, everybody was saying, damn, we said get the likes up. They got the likes up. Shout, man, 1,000 likes, man. Let's go, y'all. Right? Share this out to everybody you can, man, because we're going to have a field day right now. We are hour in, man. We're an hour in. 2,100 people in the chat. Let's get it up to 2,300, man. I like it. We're going to go 5,000 for the year out. So here's what happened. Everybody said Facebook dead, Facebook dead, Facebook dead, Facebook dead, Facebook dead. I said Facebook can't be dead because they got zero debt. That's one. It can't be dead because they got zero debt, so there's nothing that's dragging them down. He got to adjust. There's a difference between a damaged stock and a damaged company. They definitely was a damaged stock, but it was a company in a blender. Cool. They lost revenue. They lost a lot of revenue. They lost 2 million users, so they minus 2 million users. And they lost billions in revenue. Watch this. They lost billions in revenue and they lost 2 million users. 100% agree to that. But watch this. Still were revenue positive. So the ad revenue still had positive money on it. The ad revenue still brought in positive money. The ad revenue still brought in positive money. So Mark had to adjust. What did he do? Cut Metaverse. First thing he did, cut metaverse spending. Second thing, added AI component. Third thing he did, fired 19,000 people. All of these things added what? Bottom line. All these things added bottom line. Fourth thing he did, pushed us to Reels. So he added that. He added AI component. He fired 19,000 people. He pushed us to Reels. What happened when he pushed us to Reels? Reels started generating cash flow. Once Reels started generating cash flow, what did that do? Another ad component. Another ad component. Right? But watch this. Watch this. $14.99 blue check monthly. This the game changer. This the game changer. So when I say he was brilliant, people got in my chat and said, how is he brilliant, Trap? He copied that from Elon. Listen, brilliance don't always mean you the original. Tell me what idea you did that add billions to your bottom line. For the person who's saying he not brilliant, tell me what idea that you put in place that add billions to your bottom line, whether you got it from somebody or not. So if we go back to this, the billions that he lost, he gonna get that back. Guess how you gonna get that back? Guess how you gonna get that back? He gonna get that back. Why my shit don't want to go? Might have ran out, huh? The billions he gonna get back is gonna be from this. You know why I said this? Because I thought about this. Low customer acquisition cost. Because guess what? He ain't got to do nothing to make you pay for that. He ain't got to create nothing. He ain't got to create it. He ain't got to do nothing. It ain't another system but giving you the blue dot. He already had that. That don't cost him nothing. And he get $14.99 a month annually for that. Low acquisition cost. Same thing Apple did with add and buy now and pay later. Low acquisition cost. Okay, let's go a little further. Let's go a little further. I'm teaching y'all something right now. He already don't have no debt. Watch this. The 2 billion users he lost, watch this. Because of TikTok situation, he already gained 1 million of those back anyway. He already gained 1 million back already from the last quarter. He already gained 1 million of those back. Now, if you're going to say, Trap, they may be bots. Shit, they got bots everywhere. That's part of the culture now. So he's gained some of those back. He already doesn't have no debt. And now he's found a low-cost acquisition to generate billions more in revenue. How many people we know right now, from the time they launched it to now, we know got blue checks? I'm not mad at you getting it because I own Facebook stock. I want everybody to go spend their $14.99 because it's making me better. So all I'm saying is, when you argue with me about brilliance, I'm going to argue with you about bottom line. Watch this. My last thing for tonight on the board, well, this one right here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch somebody say right here. This will make it so dope. This will make it so dope. Twitter. 300 million users. Facebook. 2.9 billion. It's crazy when somebody make more money off you, of your idea. It's crazy when somebody make more money than you on your own idea. So I'm not mad at you saying he not brilliant. I'm just saying, what idea have you produced that add billions to your bottom line? 300 million users, 2.9 billion subscribers. There's 8 billion people in the world. It's safe to say he have over a quarter of the people in the world on his platform. The man took a punch from Apple and kept on going. All right, let's go a little further. All right, man, so as of right now, man, let's look at these big tech performers. Salesforce is up 16%. NVIDIA is up 15%. Microsoft up 12%. Apple up 9%. Broadcom up 7%. What I will say is this, y'all. Write this down. This is a write it down I want y'all to write down. In a high interest rate environment, tech stocks win. In a high interest rate environment, tech stocks win. Now, here's what we got to understand, y'all. The stock market don't go straight up. Stop looking for the market to go straight up. That don't happen. The market goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it goes turn, it goes up for days, down for days. Great companies that you want to own in time spans. Remember, episode 33, we talked about what? Short-term, medium-term, long-term investors, finding a catalyst to each one of those. All right, let's go a little further, y'all. How y'all feeling? Let me see in the chat. All right, share this out. Let's get the likes out. Let's get 1,300 likes, y'all. Let's get 1,300 likes. All right, and so here he is. I'd like to show y'all. So XLK is up 6.7% from March 1st to March 27th. And that's beating out the equally weighted S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 equally weighted from March 1st to March 29th is only up 0.79%. So y'all wonder why I got that XLK stock, XLK option. Just know. Just know. Just know. Let's go a little further, y'all. All right. And so I wanted to show y'all this. So what we looked at was, this was the biggest week that we saw money going into tech since October. Clients bought tech in 7 sectors led by tech and healthcare. What are the 2 things I tell y'all you need to own? 3 of them is what? Tech, healthcare, aerospace, which is defense. You need to be there. Tech, healthcare, aerospace. You need to own at least 1 stock in each one of them. Tech, healthcare, aerospace, or defense. You need to own a stock in them. Damn it. Technology has been buying every week but 1 year to date. Last year, tech was off, so we rolled energy. This year, we riding tech until we see the shift. Until we see the shift. Tech, defense, healthcare. Tech, defense, healthcare. Tech, defense, healthcare.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Boo. I see you shining, and I could.
Tech, defense, healthcare. Tech, defense, healthcare. Let's move a little further. Watch this. So y'all know when I tell y'all stuff, make sure y'all share this out with as many people as you can, because we cooking tonight. I told y'all I'm going to come back with some sauce. Came back feeling good, man. So watch this. Watch this. In October, we looking at the S&P 500, tech sector, forward PE, trailing PE. October it was 18. October it was 20K, 20X. So this the forward PE, trailing PE. That's price to earnings, meaning price to what they're earning. So this is how we tell this stuff is on sale or value. Now watch this. Today it went from 20 to 28 trailing PE, from 18 to 23 PE. Now here's what I want y'all to do to check my numbers and check my math. Here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is, I want you to go look at what the PE ratio was of QQQ, XLK. Go look at what the PE ratio was in the height of the pandemic. At the height of the pandemic, I want you to go find out what the PE ratio was with the tech sector. Trap. Why am I going to do that? Because what you'll see is the tech sector right now is still cheaper than it was in the pandemic. There's so much game. There's so much game right here. There's so much game right here. There's so much game right here. The price to earnings tells us, the PE ratio tells us how much we're paying for $1 of the company's earnings, right? So if it's 28, that means we're paying $28. 23, so for the sector, trailing PE, forward PE, we're looking at that. Now, what I want you to understand is this. Yo, this is so good. This is so good, bro. Somebody online is charging y'all $19.97 for this, y'all. I promise you. I promise you. So right now, watch this. When I said I'm buying Facebook in the beginning of the year, buying more Facebook, when it was $100, this is a mark my word. This was a mark my word around week 16. I said, man, we buying more Facebook. It's $100. You know what people kept saying? Not that, cuz. This is the favorite thing they were saying. It's going to go lower. So that's people's favorite thing to say there. It's going to go lower. I bought Bitcoin at 11,000. I posted on Instagram. I said, yo, I bought some Bitcoin. I mean, I ain't crazy about crypto, but I know a deal. I'll buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm going to buy it at 11,000. Guess what they said? Wait 3 more months. It's going to go lower. Shit at 26,000 right now. We got to stop with this it's going to go lower stuff, and we got to start finding value. Watch this, what I'm about to tell y'all. Value is the catalyst to the price you pay. That's a good one now. Value is the catalyst to the price that you are going to pay. What does that mean, Trap? Once I find the value, I now know what I'm willing to pay. Golly. We got a new cameraman in town. How you feel tonight, bro? He said, bro, there's some good stuff right here. He said some good stuff right here. Let's go a little further, family. All right. NVIDIA takes the lead in the AI race, man. The stock near record value, man, has extended the lead. No tech company, not even Microsoft or Alphabet, Google, is poised than NVIDIA. NVIDIA to reap significant near-term benefits from the race to build up generative artificial intelligence capabilities. Here's the problem everybody knows. Let's go a little further, man. And boom, there we go. Like to show y'all, I ain't lying. Told y'all we had 600 shares. We got 300 in the queue. Because today was a down day. I forgot I even had this one enough. Had 600, we had 300 in the queue. Next Friday, you'll see we was 900. I don't got a lot of my people, man. What did I tell y'all? I said we got 600, we got 300 in the queue because we bought them in the market. They're in the queue. First thing in the morning, what's going to happen? You have now added 300 shares of NVIDIA to your thing. Profit, 36,000. Percentage, we're up 26%. And I know what y'all going to say, Trap, what about AMD? I got NVIDIA. I'm not telling you not to buy. I'll tell you what I bought. I'm just telling you what I bought. Because it was down heavy today. 600 shares of NVIDIA. We got 300 in the queue. We up 36,000. We not going to lie. I'm just doing this. I challenge you to go find another show, whether it's CNBC, Bloomberg, where somebody's showing you their wins, their losses, and their positions. I just want you to go find a show. I want you to go find a show where the people ain't just telling y'all what they doing, they showing y'all what they doing. Profit, the percentage that we up, and how many shares we got. I'm real with mine. I'm real with mine. I'm real with mine. You feel me? Let's go a little further. And I might add, I added 100 for my daughter. And I might add, I added 100 for my daughter. So she got 100 now. That's how we planning. All right, let's go a little further, y'all. So let's talk about 4 stages of the recession. I want you to understand these stages is important. There's 4 stages in the recession. First one is the full recession. Consumer expectations are failing, interest rates are falling, and the yield curve is normal. Full recession. Early recession. Early recovery. Consumer expectations rise, interest rates have bottomed and the yield curve is steeper. Late recovery. Consumer expectations decline, interest rates rise, and the yield curve flattens. In the early recession, consumer expectations are at their worst, interest rates are high, and the yield curve is flat. Now, I just explained to you, I just gave you the 4 stages. So recession comes in 4 stages. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you have to do now as an investor, right? As an investor is look and say, okay, let's figure out where we are in the recession. If we know they got 4 stages, right? Early recession, that's where it starts at, right? Consumer expectations are at their worst. Interest rates are high and the yield curve is flat. So in the beginning of the recession, this is when the news is pumping recession, 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 recession. I want to spend a little time right here because this is important for us to understand. In the earlier stages of the recession, this is when the consumer, remember we talked about earlier, exuberant consumerism. The earlier stages of the recession, interest rates are high. The consumer is at its worst. This is when you're panicking. Think about when you first heard about the recession. When you first saw, what are some of the signs of recessions, Trap? Job loss. We start seeing a lot of sales. Half off sales. 60% off sales, 70% off sales. Jose, let's drop in the chat the free ebook for everybody that's in. If you're in Trappin Tuesdays, watch this. We're about to give y'all a free ebook, no strings attached. Listen, right? So then we have the full recession. So you go from the early stages of the recession, then you go full blown. Be there. Consumer expectations are falling, interest rates are falling, and the yield curve is getting normal. Now, the thing about this for us is the yield curve, we got a long way to get to 2.5. I personally think we got a new normal. I think our new normal should be somewhere around 4%. We're not in the 2% area no more. We done put too much money in the economy. It's going to take hell for us to get back to 2%. We ain't there no more. We might as well start living in a 4% economy. That's a good economy for us to be in. I'm keeping it real. Trying to get us down to 3%, 2% is going to hurt a lot of people. Trying to get us down to 2%, which is the norm, is going to hurt a lot of people. We not there no more. We can't use old tools in a new economy. It don't work. Them tools that we was using was for the old economy. We can live somewhere around 4%, y'all. We can live somewhere around 4%. So what happens? In this economy, what has to happen, right? So what happens is your expectations start to normalize. We in a full recession. Once we've been in it, you know we in it. You're like, all right, we in it. You start to maneuver a little bit differently, right? You start to, think about this. Once you understood that we was in a different type of economy, you started moving, most people, some of y'all still don't spend money. Y'all spend money like we ain't in a recession. But most people started saying, all right, yo, I got to spend money a little different. Right? So that's when we know we in it. All right, watch this. Early recovery. Expectations rise. Interest rates have bottomed in the yield curve. Okay, boom. What does that mean? Okay. Our expectations on what's ahead, we more optimistic. We more optimistic. Like, all right, we done got used to it. We started moving around a little more. We starting to buy a little more. The vacations aren't so bad. The trips aren't so bad. I'm a little bit more loose with the money because we recovered early. Meaning we got into it, we got in it, we got out of it. Prime example, pandemic. Market crash. They fed us with the money. People got the money. What people start doing with the money? They thought that was an early recovery. They didn't know they were going to pull a rug from under us again. Same example. Once you see, okay, we may be out of this a little bit, what do you start seeing? You start seeing banks lending out money again. Interest rates coming back down. That's why we at 6% right now. I'm telling you, we can do 4%. 3.5%, 4%, that can be a new normal. 2% is going to hurt. It's going to hurt because more people got to lose jobs. All right, lastly, I want us to understand this. Lastly, late recovery. Share this, y'all. Share this out with as many people as you can. Late recovery. What is it? It means we've been in it 18 months. It means we've been in it 2 years. It means people start getting depressed. It means people start feeling like there's no end. It means bank ain't really loaning no money out and it's costing too much. The late recovery is the one that hurts the most because the late recovery stretches you. It stretches you to the max. It stretches you to a point where people start to give up, they become financially overwhelmed, and they become financially frustrated. Late recovery. But people don't see the end. People start losing hope. We're talking a late recovery. So I want you to understand these 4 phases of the recession. I want you to start improving your self-control. Because the person that can control himself, he or she, you don't get paid for being active in the market. You get paid for being patient in the market. The market gets paid for you being active. You get the most money for how long you're willing to wait. You get paid for being able to do the homework and then letting the homework pay you tenfold. The people at the top don't fear recessions, y'all. They live for them. Let's say that again. The people at the top don't fear the recessions. They live for them. They understand in the recession is when they set up generations. They understand that it's in recessions when they add another billion, another 100 million, another 50 million to their net worth. They understand in recessions is what they've been waiting the last 3 to 5 to 6 to 10 years for. The recession, the downturns, remember what I told y'all, chaos breeds opportunity. Chaos breeds opportunity. Opportunity for you to increase your family's purchasing power. Opportunity for you to buy more assets. Opportunity to turn your last name into an asset. Opportunity to buy back your freedom. Opportunity to own your 24 hours. Opportunity to buy assets cheap. Opportunity to lend money from the bank cheap. Let's stop fearing a recession and let's start anticipating them. Let's start being joyful. But you know why people aren't joyful? You know why people aren't excited for recessions? Because they had bad spending habits the last 10 years. You had a toxic relationship with money the last 10 years. So when it's time for a recession, Warren Buffett said it best. When the tide comes in, you'll see who was swimming naked. So recessions show me that we weren't prepared. Now here's what I'm going to say. We may not have been prepared in 2008. In 2021, we opened our eyes. In 2023, y'all, it's time to attack. This recession can give you everything they took from your grandmother. This recession can give you everything they took from your grandfather. And I'm talking white or black. I'm talking Mexican. I'm talking Spanish, Latino. I'm talking about if you are poor, middle class, average person in America, recession is the time where you change your class. Because after this one, you may be waiting another 10 years. After this one, you don't know if you're even going to be here for the next one. And I'm going to be real with you. Man, I don't care how old you are. Man, wealth ain't got no age. Stop letting them people trick you thinking you too old to start investing. How you going to be too old to start investing, but you ain't too old to spend and waste money? You ain't too old to waste no money, so why you ain't too old to buy back your freedom? Ain't no such thing. You ain't too old to be a financial slave. Why you ain't too young to be financially free? Ain't no such thing. Stop looking for that excuse. I'm 40, Trap. I'm 50, Trap. Oh, well. They got slaves that ran away at 50. They got slaves that ran away at 60. You got to be willing to put it all on the line. The reason why failure, people scared of it, is because comfort is paralyzing. Comfort will anchor you to a place you ain't got no goddamn business being. Comfort will make you go check on the master when you should be running. Comfort. You too damn comfortable and you bought in the lies. You bought in the programming. You bought it. Let's get away from it. And let's get away from it now. Let's take advantage of it now. When we say Wall Street looks like us now, it's for that reason and that reason alone. We are the financial revolutionaries. Gotta let that one ride a little. Tootie cut the beat. I love it. Let's go, baby. All right, man, let's go a little further. So the bear's our friend, y'all. Let's look at it, man. 1999, that was the dot-com bubble. I was in prison. Just I went to prison in a recession? Damn, it was a recession in 99, cuz? Dot-com bubble, I ain't even feel it. I was selling crack. It was a drought. It was a drought. It was a drought. I felt it. I felt it. I felt it. Hey, I felt it. Damn. Now that I think about it, in 1999, it was a drought, dog. I felt it. That boy charged me $900 for that thing. I said, bro, you tripping. You ain't lying. All right, look. 2007, I just come home. I ain't feel that one either. I was selling weed and X pills. I was in Baton Rouge by you, cuz. I was sleeping on the sofa, so I guess I ain't feeling. 2019, I saw that one. I felt every bit of that one. I saw that one happening. But here's what I want you to understand. Watch this. In every recession, if we go from 1993 to 2022, what is the one thing we see the market doing? Going up. You just got to be willing to get through the bad turmoil. Watch this. The S&P is up 1,374% since 1993, despite 4 market crashes. Let's go a little further. This is how the top 10 increased their wealth. Look at it. 47% in the dot-com bubble. Look what we got. Watch this, though. 2010, look what we got. And then look how we ran up from 2010, where we was at right here, to 2021. 22, we got the dip here. We tried to come back. We got the dip, and then we ran. And then look, pandemic, market down 35%. But look, we ran. What you think we going to do here? We might drop, but what's going to happen after that? We going to run. So I'm dumping. I'm dumping. Watch this. Y'all about to laugh. Harlem Nights. Pat, pat. Pat, pat. You gonna put that little mother on? Hey, dump. Dump in the thing. Stop being scared of it, man. Let's go a little further, man. Here we go. We're going to break this down right quick. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not original content from me. This is from Peter Lynch, one of my favorite investors of all time. This is from this book, One Up on Wall Street. He breaks down the 6 types of stocks. That's why I call it the Peter Lynch special. One thing I'm going to do is give credit where credit is due. One thing I'm going to do is give credit where credit is due. Make sure y'all share this. Peter says there's 6 types of stocks. First is the slow grower, right? They aren't usually expected to outperform the overall economy. They appreciate for slow growers. Although fairly consistent, it is slow. The main appeal, the investors choose the slow growers before their dividends. Then he said there's the stalwarts. The stalwarts are large companies that are able to grow around 10 to 15%. When they have considerable earnings, the possibility to stay even during periods of economic downturn. Stalwarts. In recessions, stalwarts are good to own. Then he said you got your fast growers. They are more aggressive forms of stocks. The stocks are typically smaller and mid-sized companies that are operating in a growth period, seeing returns of 20 to 25% annually. Let's go a little further. Right, then you have your cyclicals. Will do great during times of economic growth and do poorly when the economy is slow. Let's stop for a second. If you go through these 6 types of stocks, you typically understand what's going to do well when. Turnaround. A category of stocks that have been around, been pounded down in price by the market, but still have potential upside. However, not every stock that takes a beating is a turnaround. And lastly, asset plays. Involves doing a deep dive to the company's asset, including hard assets, inventory, land, cash. If you can spot a company that has assets that are not properly considered by the market, you found an asset play. Again, I'm just saying something, and I don't want nobody to feel like I've created this. This comes from Peter Lynch's book, One Up on Wall Street. It's one of my favorite investing books to get. I recommend this book more than I recommend The Intelligent Investor. Why? Because it is understandable. This is understandable. KRS, I believe reading that. This is understandable. One up on Wall Street, I mean, intelligent investor ain't always understandable. Here's the 6 asset classes. All right, let's go further. All right, shut down the chat. Retail apocalypse. More than 1,400 stores are closing in the U.S. in 2023. Let's go a little further. Right? These stores include Foot Locker, Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens are closing. Some of them have even filed for bankruptcy. More than 800 retail stores are closing this year alone. Listen, we understand what's going on. We understand what's going on. Shop online. Let's go a little further. All right. Remember I told you about the 10-year, the 2-year, the 5-year, the 30-year. Well, today they had a 5-year treasury bond. They had 43 billion treasury notes were sold today at a treasury auction. $43 billion worth of 5-year notes were bought at the treasury auction. So people who looking to buy bonds, remember we saw a lot of money going into the bond ETFs. Bonds actually tell us more about the economy than the stock market. Just let y'all know that. Let's go a little further. All right, so Tommy is Hilfigering. Come on. Bro, why are you laughing like that, bro? Tommy is Hilfigering. Okay? Let me give y'all a gem right quick. PVH is the stock. PVH is a stock that owns Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. I just gave y'all some game. The stock soared 20% today. The stock soared 20% today. The stock soared 20% today. The stock is at $88. The stock has a buy rating of a $93 price tag. The stock is up year to date, and it was up last year. PVH. PVH. Why everybody in here grabbed their phone and went to Robinhood? PVH. The stock soared 20% today. I like to give y'all gems outside of just the normal, y'all. Tommy is Hilfigering. Let's go a little further. All right, this segment is called 1-800-Trapper Hotline. If you're in the Masters of the Triple Beam or the Triple Beam team, I will get in the app and answer some of y'all questions, but y'all know every week we're going to do full calls. Let's go. First caller, what up?
What's good, Trap?
What's
My name
that?
is Daniel. I've been investing in the stock market for about 1.5 years, 2 years. I'm just starting to really get the hang of it, and I invest about 70% of my paycheck into it. I also want to start getting into options as well, but I would like to start a small business or a side hustle to create an extra form of passive income. And so my question is, I'm wondering if I should cut back with all the investing and put money aside to do that, or should I keep investing that money and wait till the investments pay off to use those gains to fund that? Appreciate it.
Absolutely not. I do not want you to take money from your investments to start a business. I'd rather you just get the side job, King. Get your side hustle or I don't mind. Listen, I'm not against you having a second job if you're using the second job strictly to invest or start that business. Now, I will say this. That's going to take a lot out of you. It's going to take a lot out of you. Working 2 jobs is a lot. But I do not want you to use the profits from your investments to try to start a business. Salute to you for investing 70% of your money. That is the Wall Street Trapper blueprint. If anybody ever heard my story, I've always said I started by investing 70% of my money. This is why I was sleeping on an air mattress. This is why I slept on an air mattress. So I don't mind you doing that, King. Keep investing, because investing is what's going to free you. Working a second job to start the business. Now you got a second. Now you start your business and you got your investments. Family, you, my friend, are on the track to becoming wealthy. Where my sizzle? Let's go. Next caller, what we got?
Trap. What's
What's
up?
happening?
I got a quick question. I know you said to stay away from the commercial REITs, the commercial real estate REITs, but Old Realty. Been looking at the balance sheet. They got plenty of assets to cover their long-term debt. Plus, they top holdings like Dollar General, Walgreens, 7-Eleven. I feel like they can make it through these tough economic times we coming up on. So the question is it still something that we should look into either adding or keeping in our portfolio? Appreciate the help.
First of all, salute to the king for having the Trapper apparel on. Let's salute to the king. Listen, man, let's drop the link right quick, man. Get your Trapper apparel, man. Trapper Apparel Inc. Get it. It is the uniform for all certified Wall Street trappers and everybody that is a part of the Wall Street looks like us now movement. Now, the king asked me about Old Realty. Old Realty is attractive to a lot of people because of the dividend. If you know, I personally got rid of Old Realty in the beginning of the year. Wasn't really moving for me like I wanted, right? Was a dividend play, but I wasn't so attracted to the monthly dividend because I found ways to get a quarterly dividend that actually matched that. I got that out of Costco, right? And Costco gave me better movement than Old Realty. Now, I'm not telling you not to own Old Realty, but what I will tell you is this. Walgreens, Walmart, Target are all companies that rent from Old Realty. Say that again. Walgreens, Walmart, Target are all companies that pay rent to Old Realty. Remember, we saw 1,400 stores are closing. That means that's companies who are closing shop on Old Realty. When you go look at, I want you to do something for me, King. I want you to go look at Old Realty's portfolio. It'll show you the businesses inside their portfolio. It'll show you Home Depot. It'll show you Walgreens. It'll show you CVS. It'll show you Planet Fitness. It'll show you 7-Eleven. It'll show you all the companies inside there. Watch this. All those companies are shutting down. A lot of those companies are shutting down. My question is not that I want you to get rid of them because they're consistent at paying that, but I do have one problem with them. Financially, their long-term debt, they keep issuing more and more long-term debt. They keep issuing more and more long-term debt. Watch this. Their operating margins are declining. Their operating margins are declining, and their financial strength isn't strong. The reason why it's not strong, watch this trifecta I'm about to tell you. The long-term debt, they keep issuing more debt. The operating margin is declining, and they pay a heavy dividend. Listen to this again. The long-term debt, they keep issuing more debt. The operating margins are declining because stores are going to keep closing, but they keep paying the dividend and they keep increasing the dividend, which means that is not a sign of good financial strength. They're paying a big dividend. The dividend is too high. They're paying a big dividend. Stores in their portfolio are closing. Their operating margins are getting smaller, and they keep issuing out more debt. I don't like old realty. I'm not trying to discourage you, but as a trapper, I cut it. I don't like old realty. Because we're buying it just for the dividend. And I feel like we can get a better dividend out of stronger company. That's what I got to say. All right. You know what? Run them. We got 2 more calls, Dave. Let's run them.
This Miguel.
What's that?
New Orleans.
Yep.
And I just switched from my Roth IRA. And I want to know what should be my main primary account. Should it be an individual or just a traditional IRA? My second question is, besides checking the operational cash flow, and liabilities, what other metrics do you use to make a final investing decision?
Good job, King. I like that. If I can hear it, you ask, yes. You're saying, should your priority be the Roth IRA or your primary account? If I'm not mistaken. I like you to have both of them. I want you to go to the Roth IRA because you can get the $65 a year. That's tax-free with capital gains. You good on that? But then your primary account, you can build that. So I want you to do this. I want you to max out your Roth IRA first. Make sure that's a priority. I'm not going to say first. Make sure the Roth IRA max out is your priority every year because that's tax-free money once you retire, right? So now you're thinking long-term, but also while you playing short-term, while you playing your short, mid-term goals, you also executing on the same level, right? So I want you to do that. I want you to make sure it's a priority that you max out your Roth IRA. I want you to make that a priority every year. King, you look real young, handsome guy, right? Max out your Roth IRA. That's $6,500 a year. That's tax-free when you retire, and then you still focus on everything else you got, right? The next question is, excuse me, y'all. Goddamn. The next question is, Trap, what else should I focus on outside of operational cash flow? Main thing I focus on, free cash flow. Free cash flow. Free cash flow. It's the money that your company makes from its core product. Free cash flow. Great question. Let's go, man. We got one more, huh, Dave? Let's go.
Hi, Trap.
I can't hear.
And my question is about OXY. I've done a lot of research into this company trying to figure out why Mr. Buffett has bought so many shares into this company. And I just cannot see the potential, the buying potential, the anything of it, not even in the future. Based on my research, it's just not a company to purchase. However, I haven't been in the game as long as he, and definitely, and not as long as you as well. Have you found anything that would have persuaded you to purchase the company or purchase into the company? And if so, please let me know because I'll purchase into it too.
Queen, let me just say this. Hell no. The man just bought 5.8 million more shares today. He now owns 23% of this company. I'm telling you this, and I'm going to just keep it real with you. I have looked for the last year and a half since he's been buying this company, and I can't figure it out. Maybe there's some hard assets that I don't know about that he know of. But I don't know. I don't know why he buying so much of this company. I can't figure it out. I'm with you, Queen. I see him buying it, and I have did every evaluation that I have could. I've looked at the purchasing power. I've looked at the balance sheet is not even that good. The balance sheet is not that great of a company. They don't have that much of an advantage like anything else he has. The operational cash flow is not what it is. It's not a leader. I don't see the thing. But I truly know that more people are going to buy because he owns it. And maybe that is the competitive advantage. But I'm with you, Queen, because I have been complaining about this for the last year and some change, trying to figure out what does he see. And I can't find it. And for him to own 23% of it, that means he believes in it. So, I don't know, Queen. I'm sorry that I can't help you on that one. I just don't know. But great question, Queen. Great question, Queen. All right, man, so this segment right here is called Learn the Lingo. This segment here is all about us helping you understand the market and understanding how the game is played. What's it? Where our commercial? All right, so let's go with our Learn the Lingo. This week's Learn the Lingo is none other than sector rotation. The movement of money invested in stocks from one industry to another as investors and traders anticipate the next stage of the economic cycle. Basically, what that means is this. We did it. You saw me do it in the Recession Portfolio. What did I do? Sector rotation. I moved from oil to what? Technology and other sectors, right? You see me moving, you see me transitioning. I'm paying attention to what the market is rewarding. I'm paying attention to what part of the economic cycle that we in, and I'm moving my portfolio, at least the recession portfolio, that way. There's always going to be some way that the market is rewarding, and for me, I want to be where the market is rewarding. That is our Learn the Lingo of the week. Let's go to commercial break right quick.
What's good,
George,
Trappers, man?
you
It's
been
your
what
boy,
out
the
there?
Wallstreet
Jose.
Trapper. Right now, I want to invite you to an amazing experience full of value. That is my community, Trappers Anonymous. It's 100% the greatest fundamental investing community on the market. Listen, your portfolio should be a masterpiece. And the only way we get you there is if we help you to learn how to invest with confidence. Now listen, I get it. Like, you don't know a lot about stocks, or maybe you've heard people say how much money they lost in stocks, but I can guarantee you, one, because they weren't in the community, and two, they lack the information. Our goal in Trappers Anonymous is to help you, really to hold your hand on the journey to becoming a confident investor, learning how to navigate through the different events that the stock market goes through to take you from panic to encouragement. There's no better time than now. This is an opportunity only for those who are willing to be on the journey. So listen, man, click the link below. Come join me in Trappers Anonymous, man. I will see you in one of our many classes, whether it's Moat Monday, whether it's the 2-hour class we do on Sunday, or whether it's just a book club. Everything is geared toward making you a better investor so you can triple your net worth and turn your last name to an asset. It's your boy, Wallstreet Trapper. See you in the trap.
I had to give y'all a commercial. I ain't gonna lie, I needed a goddamn water break. Shit. I'm talking my ass off. I had to call for that one. I had to call for that one. Hey, I need a water break, man. All right, y'all, listen. So this segment is called Breaking Down the Brick, man. This is all about us getting the company to you, showing you the company, then breaking the company down so you can understand it. Let's go into it, y'all. So, what other company we going to use besides Facebook, Meta, technology? Let's get into it. All right, so revenue growing year over year for the last 5 years, they have been kind of inconsistent because they had a bad quarter last year. Income growing year over year for the last 5 years, they have been inconsistent because of what happened with the Apple. Apple really threw them off, I'm not gonna lie. That made them inconsistent. But what I do like is this, the free cash flow is positive for the last 5 years. That is good. Gross margin percent is inconsistent. They definitely slipping on that. Earnings per share growing for the last 5 years. They're inconsistent on that. A lot of this is due because of what they had to overcome with Apple. Apple truly put a monkey wrench in the game. But as you can see, the free cash flow stayed positive. So that shows you that they definitely didn't lose out on money. Let's go a little further. All right, return on equity is consistently at 12 to 15%. That's always good. Their return on equity is at 19.7% over the last 5 years. That's signs of a great company. King, you asked me for a key metric. That is a key metric right there. Let's go a little further. And if we're looking at the price to earnings compared to their competitors, we're looking at Snapchat. We're looking at their EV to EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. The average industry is at 29. You can see Meta is at 22. You can also see that their earnings are higher than their peers. Let's go a little further. As we can see, their net income has grown every year, but last year, this is when Apple punched them in the face. There's the net income, which has grown 39% over the last 7 years. Revenue average decrease of 33% over the last 7 years. You see the revenue, right? Let's go a little further. And my personal favorite, which is free cash flow. Over the last 7 years, year over year, you can see the year Apple punched them in the face. It actually definitely took something from them, but I think they're back on track. Let's go a little further. Let's go with our certified trapper of the week, man. So, with everything that's going on, I always like to talk about somebody that has changed the game for us, somebody that has truly added value to us as a culture. This week we talking about John H. Johnson, right? John H. Johnson was an American and businessman and publisher, was the founder in 1942 of the Johnson Publishing Company, headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. The Johnson Company, with its Ebony and Jet magazine, was among the most influential African-American business in the media. The second half of the 20th century. In 1982, Johnson became the first African-American to appear in the Forbes 400. Salute, man. All right. Johnson was named the Black Enterprise Entrepreneur of the Year. In 1996, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Let's dig a little visional, man. He had a vision, man. His mother gave him a $500 collateral furniture loan in which he started the Black Reader's Digest. Shout out to mama, man. Right? Then after that, the Negro Digest in 1942. In 6 months, he reached 50,000 publications in circulation. In 6 months, that's doing numbers. That's numbers. That's numbers now. 50,000 in circulation in 6 months with no social media? It's crazy. No cell phone. Crazy. Hustling. And they talking about because they ain't got a following, they can't build a brand. Because you ain't got a following. All right. Then by the end of the year, he maxed out at 100,000, Jose. In 12 months. Watch this. By the end of his time span, he had, after he introduced Jet and Ebony magazine, he was doing 2.5 million in circulation. That's hustling. Man, give that man an applause, man.
That boy is good.
That boy good, man. You know what I noticed too? When I look at these pictures of these old dudes, man, these OGs, man, they don't be having no lining, dog. Why all of a sudden we gotta have linings, dog? Who created that? Them dudes just had a regular little fade, crib the top. I think Steve Harvey got us on the lining. And he ain't got no hair. He had the fake hair. All the while we thinking Steve had the real lining. He ain't even had no real lining. He just had the fake hair. Sit it on the top. Bro, them dudes didn't need no lining back in the day. Sammy Davis Jr. ain't had no lining. Michael Jackson ain't had no lining. And they was wearing it to the back joint. Malcolm X ain't had no lining. Martin Luther King ain't had no lining. Fred Hampton ain't had no lining. Where we get the lining from? I'm serious. I'm not laughing. I need to know where the lining came from. Because whoever invented the lining, we need him on it. We need to like Trap of the Week. Who created the lining, bruh? The fade was already in progress. Look, he got a dope fade. He got the fade. Pop, pop. You can see it. He got the fade. He got the side. But he don't got no lining. Who created the lining, bruh? That came from somebody on a crate. That ain't even coming to barbershop. I'm telling you, bruh. Nah, because he got the taper on you. You can see he got the taper. I need to find it out. Who created the lining? We got to figure that out, dog. That's good money. All right, let's go, man. Let's move it up further. Shout out to this guy. Let's clap for him. All right, this week's wealth track is amazing. This week's wealth track is good. This week's wealth track comes from, it's a collaboration of Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Ice Cube, and E40, Mount Westmore. It comes from a song called Free Game. Somebody actually DM'd me this. They were like, Trap, this is a dope one. So if you had a wealth track, I don't mind you sending them to me, y'all. Cause it be dope when y'all send me. It be dope when y'all send them to me. So let's go to it. This comes from Snoop. So I'm gonna use this track again. Because Ice Cube said, I'm gonna use this track next week. Because Ice Cube says something that's hard. Woo! I ain't know who to choose from, Cube or Snoop. But Snoop said something that's dope. Look what he said. From the streets to the suites, from the trunk to the block, LLC, then we signing on a dot. Control the plot and all the money in our pot. It's a new way of thinking. Black owned, black bone, black banking, real estating, elevating, educating, money making, motivating, no doubt. I like it. So the reason why I like this is because it talks about, the wealth track is all about finding artists that talk about wealth. So let's talk about it. From the streets to the suites, from the trunk to the block. LLC, then we sign on a dot. So basically he's saying, let's go from the streets to the suites, meaning let's upgrade. From the trunk to the block, no matter where we at, let's get it on the LLC, let's make it legal. Let's make it a business, let's make it legal. And then he said, control the plot, all the money in our pot. That means don't let nobody else dictate our narrative. Let's take our money, put it in the pot, let's control the narrative. Watch this. It's a new way of thinking. That's the key bar for me right there. All the stuff is dope, but that's the key bar to me. Why? Because there's a shift that has to happen in how you thinking when it comes to building wealth. When it comes to taking ownership. If you still think about selling out the trunk, you're going to always sell out the trunk. If you always think I'm a hustler, you're going to always operate like a hustler. The minute you turn that thing to LLC, the minute you turn that thing side on the dotted line, you shift the way you're thinking. I like that, Snoop. Then he said black owned, black bone, black banking. I like that. Just meaning for me, own your own. Be your own bank. Then it's real estate, own some property. Elevating, change the way you think. Educating, get more information. Then he said, go back to this. Money making, motivation. Don't nothing motivate you more than making some more money. So shout out to Snoop. Shout out to the West Coast, Mount Westmore for this. All right, man. So let's go to this. We call this Wise Word from the OG. And it's just a conversation between me and you. We spend 2 hours here every week, y'all, 2.5 hours. We laugh, we joke, we have fun, but we get to it. And I pose you with a question. Building wealth and changing your family dynamic isn't just some illusion. There's practical steps that we must be taking. Turning those steps into habit. Turning that habit into normal. We have the proven ability to create drastic change, to create shift of vast proportions. In chaos, the majority of people know how to defend themselves. But very few know how to equip themselves and have the skill set to defend themselves in financial chaos. Question: can you defend yourself financially? What does that mean, Trap? Defend myself financially? Yes. Can you defend yourself financially? Do you have the tools it takes to navigate through a recession and not be impacted? Do you have the tools that no matter what the federal government does, no matter what the Federal Reserve does, no matter what your job does, do you have the tools to make sure that your family is still provided for without being overwhelmed? When I think about that, I think about Muhammad Ali on the ropes against George Foreman. And Foreman hitting him with everything he got. But Ali never panicked because he had the tools, he had the mindset, and he had the heart. He had the heart to endure. Because at that time, George Foreman was strong enough to knock out a cow. Every blow hurt. Every blow took its toll. But Ali stood the course. He understood the plan. He had the mental fortitude to withstand that onslaught, only to become victorious when it ends. And so I ask you, can you be Ali versus George Foreman? Can it be you and George Foreman be the Federal Reserve, hiking interest rates, getting people unemployed, increasing the wages of everything around you? Can you stand tall, not panic, stay in the corner, stay in the phone booth, but still win the goddamn battle? I can. So what if I lose a couple $1,000s here and there? During the course of the recession, during the duration of the recession, I promise you, I, Wallstreet Trapper, will win way more than I lose. And I am dedicated to making sure you do the same. Because it ain't no fun trying to win by myself. It ain't no fun knowing that I beat the recession last year by 17%. I beat the market by 17%. It ain't no fun. Unless I can have a bunch of travelers with me that say they did it too. A lot of people like to toot their own horn. A lot of people like to say, this what I did, this what I did, this what I did. I wanted to first beat the market to show everybody that it was possible. Because nobody in our era had seen nobody do it. At least not to my knowledge. Nobody between the pandemic until now had actually showed that they beat the market during such an economy, such a strong downturn. We talking about the S&P being down 13%. We talking about the NASDAQ being down 33%. But we talking about Wallstreet Trappers showing the Trappers each and every week. We ended the year up 17%, God damn it. We did that, not for myself, but to show my tribe that it's possible. Because when you see Trap do it, and you listen to Trap every week, guess what you feel like you could do? You feel like you could do it. You just need the tools. I promise I ain't smarter than none of y'all. Some of y'all got college degrees, yo. Some of y'all take financial classes. Some of y'all done took economic classes. Some of y'all got PhDs. I salute y'all. Let's all beat the market together. Because the more we feel the confidence, the more we show that we can do it, the more that we can step away from certain financial advisors, the more that we can step away from 401ks, the more that we can step away from pension funds, the more we can stop being held hostage by people with all these fees that we don't know about, the more that we can stop being held hostage by Wall Street, the more we can stop being held hostage by people who are playing us for nothing, the more that we can turn into the hyena and the wild dog of the financial industry. And we can stop being a gazelle, and we can stop being an impala, and we can turn into the financial predators. Paycheck to paycheck is equivalent to bringing a box cutter to World War III. What does your financial arsenal consist of? One of my favorite men in the world, actually my top 2 favorite men in the world, Malcolm X said, every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains a seed of its own. He said his own lesson on how to improve your performance next time. Well, at this point we have an abundance of seeds because we've all had heartbreak, and we've all had loss, we've all took major L's. But I ask you, what will your seed produce? What are we fertilizing our seeds with? What are we fertilizing our seeds with? Can our seeds, can our lessons turn into wealth, turn into prosperity, turn into abundance, turn into freedom? Can our seeds turn to that? And if so, job well done. Job well done. I leave you tonight, but I want you to say this. Wall Street looks like us now. Wall Street looks like us now. Wall Street looks like us now. We say that because we are the generation that will free our families. Whether you white, whether you black, whether you Asian, whether you Spanish, Latino, Portuguese, wherever you come from, poverty does not have a color, and neither does wealth. The working class man who lives check to check just wants to get ahead. He's tired of being drowned by bills and debt. The working class woman just wants to get ahead. He's tired of being drowned. Well, the stock market is the life jacket. And it'll keep you afloat, but at some point I need you to learn how to swim. Because once you learn how to swim, you don't care how deep the water get. You won't backstroke in it. You won't breaststroke in it. You won't trade in it. You won't float in it. You won't freestyle in it. I'm telling you, I want us to get to a point where we don't care what market condition we in. All we do is, I am a professional money printer. I am a professional money printer. You become the revolutionary. You become the financial revolutionary. You become the person that turns your family last name into an asset. Freedom is an acquired taste, but I promise you, once you taste it, you can never go back to whatever was normal. And so here in Trappin' Tuesdays, our goal is to help you build legacy, become confident in your investment decisions, so that you no longer have to get it out the mud. You can get it out the market. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Thank you for joining us for another amazing episode of Trappin' Tuesdays, episode 36. I want everybody in here right now to do me a favor, man. Go to Apple and download Trappin' Tuesdays, episode 35. Put it on auto download. Each and every Thursday, we drop an episode at 5 o'clock. This episode will drop Thursday at 5. Listen, all I ask y'all is to subscribe to as many people as you can. Oh yeah, Jose, drop the link. April 25th, we got the live in person. We got about 20 seats left. April 11th is sold out. Whew. I can't wait to that. April 11th, we sold out. It's gonna be crazy energy up in here. April 25th, man, we got about 20 seats left. Let's go, y'all. I need everybody to download the podcast episode, the audio experience. Let's get to that #1 spot, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next week, man.
Bye.